Hi, we're Sigma Squad, and here's our FIFA 2021 player analysis. In FIFA 2021, potential ratings are supposed to reflect how good a player could become in the future. So, our main goal was to test which factors like skill, age, nationality, or position actually explain a player's potential rating. So, what we found was that a player's overall rating and age are the two biggest influences on potential. So, basically, if a player is already rated highly and they are young, FIFA predicts that they'll grow into an even better player with more potential down the line. Position and nationality matter too, but they don't have as strong as an effect. And our final model explained about 85% of the variance in player potential ratings. So each observation in the data set represents a single player. So we created two new variables, general position, which groups them by position, forward, midfielder, defender, and goalkeeper, and is Western European, which flags whether a player's nationality falls within Western Europe. So here are the key variables we focused on: nationality, whether they're from Western Europe, position, overall rating, age, and their potential rating, which takes into consideration factors like skill, athleticism, and physicality.
Going into our visualizations and exploratory data analysis, we can see from figure one that no individual player's potential rating was lower than their overall rating. The mean potential rating was 71.7, while the mean overall rating was 67.3. Figure two demonstrates how player potential rating variance across the player position groups, and we can see that the median across the groups is relatively consistent, as apparent by the data and the shape of the graphs. Figure four demonstrates the overall distribution of player general position, with the highest position in the game being forward, followed by defender, midfielder, and goalkeeper. Figure five demonstrates players and the distribution of their nationality, with a relatively consistent distribution between being from Western Europe and not being from Western Europe. The models that we fit to predict potential rating began with overall and then added age. We decided to use an interaction model because it gave us a higher adjusted R squared. We then added general position and then is Western European to get to our final model with an R squared value of approximately 0.85. Adding in models 3, 5, 6, and 7 help demonstrate when each variable from our final model is removed and how that impacts the adjusted R squared.
As seen with our adjusted R squared values, our predictors are all valuable for explaining the variance in a player's potential rating. However, when we took away overall rating and age, R squared went down a lot. Therefore, these variables seem to be the most useful in explaining that variation in player ratings. And we also saw that the more demographic factors, such as nationality or a player's general position, did not have as much of an impact on the potential rating. This is important because if there were strong differences there due to demographic variables, such as if someone were a defender or from a different country, and that had a large impact on their potential rating, that could indicate an issue in the rating system. As far as future work, a lot of what we want to do involves looking at other FIFA versions, such as FIFA 2022 or FIFA 2023, and so on, to look at how our model could explain variance in potential rating across the different versions. We also want to compare FIFA's accuracy by tracking real world player development. And another thing we wanted to do is look at other popular sports games, such as NBA 2K or Madden, and see what other variables they might consider when calculating that potential rating for different players, and see if there's some variables there that might be useful for predicting the FIFA player's skills. Thank you.